There's always somebody faster. And this gets into a separate point. We might even tangent again, Steven, to a different topic. But like the whole how much power is too much power and
All
what's
of
just
it.
right for the street.
How much power is the right amount for the street? Because I think there is a that's not a theoretical thing. There is a number
Yeah.
that's right.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
And we've surpassed it.
Oh, ooh, I don't know about all that.
Well, for guys who are building vehicles to go fast, I think there's definitely a number to get there. But if you buy yourself like an RS6 that has 700 horsepower, you have 700 horsepower at the sake of 4,000 pounds. It kind of, you know,
I guess.
makes sense. But for us, like Steven's got a sub 4,000 pound vehicle, I've got a 4,000 pound truck. I only need, I'm only thinking I need like 500 foot pounds to even make it somewhat stupid. And then, now we're talking
Uh,
about guys making 1,000 horsepower Ellis's like it's nothing.
so, and this is an interesting thing, right? For the listeners out there, you'll hear a lot of people, and I'm sure we'll get some of this in the comments and whatever. But a lot of people, what
Hmm.
I like to call keyboard warriors, talk about fast cars. Like, in this day and age, 500 horse is nothing. You say that until you've driven 500 horsepower on the street. A 500 horsepower street car is still
Yeah.
fast. And I don't mean like kind of fast.
Yeah.
500 plus foot
Yeah.
pounds is violent.
Yep.
Even in, as Craig alluded, my sub 4,000 pound Terminator, which is only barely sub 4,000 pounds. But
Hmm.
car makes like 500 and is obviously I'm heavily biased here, but it's a handful on the street, and I don't know that I would want much more. Because then you get into you have to run a
Right.
drag radial like all the time to have any hope of hooking it,
Right.
and then it's not
Hmm.
a fun street car anymore. And I'd say at
Yeah.
about the 4,000 pound range, somewhere between 500 and 600 horsepower is the right number for happy street car life.
Yeah.
Can do burnouts at will. Can also run 11s if it's not doing burnouts.
Hmm.
And it's a ton of fun without being, and for most either LSs or whatever you want to call most modern V8 stuff, that 500 to 600 horsepower is a totally reliable horsepower level. You can make that work
Yeah.
for dozen 30 40
Yeah.
80,000 miles without really any big increased maintenance problems or anything like that. Now that number shifts a lot
Yeah.
when
I
you start.
mean, what is it? Roush?
Oh yeah, Roush sells Coyote kits that make like 680,
Yeah.
something like
Bolt-on
that.
kit with,
Yeah, with warranty.
yeah, factory warranty, 6 PSI.
I will say
Easy.
that that number changes quite a bit when you lighten the car up.
Yeah.
So I've
driven
Go ahead.
in 350 horsepower cars that have weighed around 3,000 pounds, and it is stupid. And like with the reduction of weight, your response time has to be faster because everything moves faster, and it's not the 0 to 60 time faster, and it's not the mid corner 30 to 60 like punch out. It's braking happens sooner because you're coming into a corner faster. The acceleration happens sooner, and then the reaction time between you putting your foot to the gas, like it's easier for a motor anyways to make 350 horsepower than it is to make 700, much less like, I don't know how to say it, but it's just like everything happens so much faster. You have to be really on top of it.
I'd agree with
I don't know if
that.
that translates well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I have not had that one. I've been in mid 200 horsepower, 2,200 pound Miatas, and I feel like
Oh,
it's probably
yeah.
a very similar thing where they don't make a ton of power, but they are fast.
Yeah.
In a very strange kind of
JC's
fast.
JC's
Oh, yeah.
Miata was 300 plus, and it was 2,400 pounds, and that was a handful. That was a little gerbil on steroids.
Yeah, that was, I think, pushing the borderline
Just
of what's a good street power level. Yeah, I've been in a couple of supercharged
Yeah,
Miatas,
and
NAs and NBs
it's
at the like 250 range, and they're
mhm,
awesome at that level.
yeah, yeah,
They kind of
yeah,
sort of hook most of the time, and they're just really quick everywhere.
mhm,
And I have not had the opportunity, but I would imagine that something in the 3,000 pound range, like your RX-8 or
mhm.
I'm not sure what else is really in that range, but stuff in that range at the 350 horse range is
Well,
probably
eight
also a
six
great time.
nowadays.
Oh yeah, an eight like a 300 horse 8.6 would probably also be awesome.
Yep, yep.
So that's the
I've
number.
driven, I've driven that. Although, yeah, I have driven the turbo and the supercharged 8.6s, and to be honest, like in the RX-8, that chassis can actually handle a lot more power because then you get used to it, and then it's just kind of, oh yeah, this is spunky, but it's not
Not sketchy
stupid.
yet. That's fair.
Yeah, it would
I'm not.
take like 400 foot pounds and lightweight to be scary in an RX-8. I think.
Yeah, I could see that. That said, this entire conversation is only applicable to rear wheel drive stuff.
Yeah,
All wheel drive, the game just is different. A lot of power is like not
yep,
sketchy because they don't spin, but also it gets more sketchy because that thing Craig was talking about where everything happens fast. Well, now everything happens really idiotically fast.
yeah. Well, and then they had the issue, with understeer. So like you turn the wheel, and if you're even on the gas a little bit, it's still going straight.
Yeah.
You don't have control.
And then
And
front wheel
then who was
drive.
it? It was Clarkson who was saying that like 300 horsepower is enough for anything front wheel drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That is 100%. I 100% agree with that. Uh, Front wheel drive, once you pass the 300 horse mark, it's just not awesome. It's just not. Uh,
Yeah.
you'll notice that
Yeah.
Honda stopped with the Type R at what is that,
That's where
306?
no, I think they went higher because Renault put out their Cup Trophy R model, whatever else, the Magane, and they had like 330 or something like that. But that's stupid. The Focus ST
Yeah.
stock is great. Stage one tune is perfect. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of power range we're looking at. Stage one, I think, is maybe 270
Yeah. 270, 280 wheel
to the
in
wheels.
a front wheel drive,
Hmm.
hatch or whatever is awesome. It's spunky. It's fun. They're usually light enough that
Yeah.
winds up being a quick car. For the previous gen, you had like the Mazda Speed 3
Hmm.
with a stage one tune. Same deal. It's just enough.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Or the Neon SRT4 from back in the day.
Well, that car was sub 3,000 pounds, wasn't it?
It was actually.
Yeah. So it's even better.
Yeah. On the stage one tune, it was awesome. Like the factory Mopar Performance tune or whatever, where it was basically a stock car with an
Hmm.
intake exhaust and a tune. Great deal of fun. Made like
Hmm.
280, 290, maybe
Yeah.
300 wheel on a good day. And then people started
Hmm.
putting giant turbos on it and making like 500 horsepower Skittles. And then they're not awesome anymore. They're just terrifying.
They do one thing really well.
Incinerate the front tires. That's uh,
Yeah.
we. Oh man, we'll have to see if we can find a picture or video or something of that dude with the Omni GLH with the late model 2.4 Skittle swap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was for sale here in Atlanta a while back, and dude was making like 400 plus at 20 plus pounds in an Omni. That has to be
In a
terrifying.
beer can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Beer can.
point car down range. Hold
Kudos to
on.
him.
It's
I
like
would
it's
I would love, and I don't know if I told Steven this yet. I would love to do a rampage with a neon SRT4 swap, but not do like a high horsepower build, but do like the whole 280. I think that would just be it would be like rad era specific, and it would still be cool.
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
also not completely terrifying. Only mildly terrifying.
Yeah, not completely terrifying. Thank you so much for listening to the Broken Axle podcast. If you enjoyed us, please leave a comment and like and subscribe for more.
And if you want to help us out, we've got a new merch line. You can check the links below and follow our social media at the Broken Axle Podcast.
And you can find me on Instagram at nomadic.wheelman.
And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook as JustCan'tDrive55.
For the rest of us, hug your kids and call your mama.
And go bust some knuckles.